Hi everybody, my name is Troy Spitzmuller, and today I'm going to take a look at CoSpaces EDU and give a quick tutorial of how to use it. Now, CoSpaces is a very intricate tool for educators to use in their classroom, but if you can use it right, it can do a lot. It can help students learn coding. It can help students make various environments and animations to storytell and do a lot of cool things. Then if you have the technology, you can also make VR environments as well. But even if you don't, you can still use CoSpaces EDU. So what you want to do is you want to first register as usual. You'll use your school email and password to log in and give them some information. So I will sign in with my Google account, which is right there. And we're all set. So there's a lot of different things you can do from here. It opens you up to your classes. Now you can just make your whole class like have access to CoSpaces, and you can create a class or join a class. Of course, you, the teacher, would end up creating a class, and you would go through naming it and giving it different attributes, and then your students would click join class, and once you make your class, you'll have a code to give them, and they'll all connect that way. Great for collaboration. There's a gallery. My goodness, the amount of things that you can find in the gallery are amazing. A lot of things that other people have made, and it's just the rabbit hole goes very deep. So a lot of cool ideas and things you can do there. You have your archive, which is where you'll save all your stuff eventually, but we'll start with CoSpaces. Now, I will tell you this much. That's kind of a blank one that I made. This right here, welcome to CoSpaces, that's a lifesaver. That's a really good website that really takes you through. If you got a little bit of time, it will give you a really nice view of what CoSpaces can do in your classroom. But for us, let's create a CoSpace. Now, of course, as most of these websites and tools have an option to you can pay money and subscribe, and CoSpaces, that might be a good idea because there's a lot you can do. But let's just create a CoSpace. Yep, and it wants me to do that. Oh, I guess I can only make one space, so we'll just go to my tutorial space. Okay, it'll open you up right here. So first thing I want to point out is that's the camera. What does that camera mean? That's the person looking at your CoSpace, your 3D augmented reality scene. That's what they're going to be looking at. So if you see that light right there, that's what the person using your CoSpace can see. Okay, so you can manipulate that however you want. Do you want it to be real high? Do you want it to be low? Do you want to move it around a little bit? Do you want to rotate it at all, or rotate the screen behind it? You can do all of that. You see these three circles? It's kind of like your X, Y, and Z axis. Okay, let's try to get that. Okay. All right, so that's that. So your main tools are going to be right down here. And it's pretty simple, actually. It's nice that it keeps the three. I'll go through upload real quick. Upload is kind of like if you have made your own 3D elements, you can upload them here. And everything you load will be saved down here. So the first thing you're probably going to want to do is create an environment. Now, CoSpaces has a lot of built-in environments, but some of those are locked behind the paywall. You could make your own, but let's just pick one. Let's pick a nice, this is your background, and here are all the free ones. Let's just pick this nice grassy field. So there's my environment now. Now it looks a lot better, right? Okay, so now let's start adding things to it. So CoSpaces has a ton of different things to add. We got characters like people, animals, different buildings, and unfortunately our different buildings are locked behind the paywall. Different things in nature, of course, transportation, items also, well, not for the free version, but a bunch of items. You can build things like building blocks or letters or creative things, or they got some special things that you can do with that, or you can search in here and that will just take you through all these. Let's add, I like dogs. Let's add a puppy. So you can do a lot of things with the dog. So we click that. We can make that dog in the air like that, or leave him in the ground. We can resize him like that. Again, we can rotate them however we want. Click on one of these guys. It's a little tricky. You gotta get like right on it. You can turn them on the side if we wanted. But at the end of the day, we can add a dog. We can add a person too if we want. And so now we have a person and a dog in our environment. And so then we can decide, okay, well, what do we want to do with these, this dog and this headscarf woman, okay? So we can do a lot of things. We can attach different things to them, like words or visuals or things like that. We can mask them. We can lock them in place. Up here is where the more creative things could be. So we could add a speech bubble and say, hi. Oh, let's just say, oh no, there it is. Okay. We're making the dog say hi. For a second, I was like, why is that woman not saying hi? Okay, yeah, our puppy's saying hi. Nice. We can add physics. Now, unfortunately, that's locked, but you can make things happen and make things move. You can make things animate. So let's make our dog happy, and he's going to chase his tail like that, right? We can do things with our headscarf woman. Maybe we can have her... Let's have her dance. There we go. So you can do a lot of different things. And, this isn't a great tutorial on what all you can do. This is a good tutorial in just showing you all of the ways you can manipulate this program, this tool. So you can create environments for storytelling. You can have your students collaborate and make interesting like scenarios in science. That's what I would probably do, and have them kind of showcase different scientific things happening with their people. It is just a great storytelling augmented reality website. Of course, you can, it auto saves, of course, so that's fine. We can play our environment. That's what our environment would look like if a person viewing could see us. So there's a lot you can do with CoSpaces, but the collaborative effort or the collaborative piece is probably the most important part. You can have other students adding on to this, and you could, have tell all your students to make an environment that kind of showcases what photosynthesis is like. So you're gonna have a bunch of students adding the sun and plants and chemicals and things like that. Okay, so that was that, and you can go over here, and you can also make different scenes. And so, like, multiple different settings and scenes could happen. And then, of course, you can share. You can't, of course, you can share it if you don't. You have to take it off of private. So, and it auto-saves too. So as you go to audit, it'll auto-save you right here. So that's CoSpaces EDU. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure at the bottom of this webpage